We've all felt it. That specific sense of just renewal you get after a swim in the ocean. And if you ask anyone why, they'll say something like, oh, it's just so good for you, or...
It's so refreshing.
Exactly, refreshing. But what does that word actually mean? We're not really satisfied with these vague feelings. We want to know the mechanism.
Right. What is the fine print, biologically and psychologically, that makes sea swimming such a foundational thing for wellness?
Yes.
Because the general idea is, it's overwhelmingly positive.
Yes.
But it's almost always vague. For someone who really wants to understand, we have to get past refreshing and start talking about specific concepts.
Like what?
Like hydrostatic pressure, neurological stabilization, even the osmotic effects on your skin.
And that is exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We've got a fantastic stack of source material today. It's a collection of excerpts put together by the Blue Wave Snorkeling Center, and it's called The Vitality of the Sea.
It's a really solid collection.
Yeah, it is. And our mission here isn't just to list the benefits that, you probably already feel. It's to pull out the specifics on how the hard mechanics that explain why this is so powerful.
And what's fascinating about these sources is they don't treat this as just one benefit. It's a holistic stack of advantages that all happen at the same time.
A stack, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, we're going to see benefits across physical resilience, mood, even your body's basic chemistry. So we've structured this to break down the body, the mind, and those resilience factors. Starting, of course, with what you feel the second you get in the water.
Okay, so let's unpack that physical toolkit, the immediate fitness factor. The sources are really emphatic about this, saying sea swimming uses, almost all body muscles.
Right.
Now, that sounds a little bit like marketing talk. Does the Blue Wave Center actually get into what that means? What's almost all?
That's a fair challenge.
Yeah.
And yes, they do clarify it. It's less about the sheer number of muscles and more about the type of resistance. See, in a pool, your movement is mostly linear. It's predictable. But in the sea, you're constantly fighting against resistance from every direction. Turbulence.
You're not just moving forward.
Not at all. You're perpetually stabilizing against waves, against currents, even just the simple drag of the water. It's a completely different kind of effort.
So we're not just talking about the big muscles for propulsion arms, legs, or hitting those deep stabilizer muscles that you might, miss in a typical gym workout.
Precisely. That sustained adaptive effort engages your core, your back stabilizers, all those small balancing muscles in your hips and shoulders. It's far more effective.
So it's a natural full body workout.
It really is.
Yeah.
A low impact one too. It strengthens your arms, your legs, your core all at once. And that directly translates into better overall fitness. You get this incredibly efficient total package workout just by being in that natural environment.
So you're getting stronger on the outside, but while that's happening, you're also giving the engine inside a serious boost. The sources really highlight this as a powerhouse cardio exercise.
Oh, absolutely. And if we look at the systemic health improvements, the mechanisms are they're beautiful. It's more than just getting your heart rate up.
Okay.
There are two things specific to the ocean here. The intensity of the exercise, of course, but also the effect of the water's temperature and pressure.
You mean the cold and the compression?
Exactly, the hydrostatic pressure.
Yeah.
The water is pressing uniformly on your entire body, especially your chest. That forces your heart to work more efficiently to move blood around.
So it's literally making your heart stronger with every beat.
It increases your stroke volume. That's the amount of blood your heart pumps per beat. And over time, that leads to a stronger heart and much better circulation. And for you, the listener, maybe the best takeaway is how it affects your breathing.
How so?
The need to breathe against that water resistance and pressure significantly increases your lung capacity. So you actually breathe better, even when you're back on land.
That's a brilliant distinction. It's not just like running in water, it's systemic compression therapy combined with cardio. Okay, so we've got fitness, we've got cardio, but let's get to what might be an aha moment for a lot of people. The benefit to your skin.
Yes.
You don't usually connect a tough workout with a natural skincare routine, but the sources call it the saltwater polish.
This is such a fantastic detail. You're basically getting two things for the price of one. A tough workout that also happens to be a high-end spa treatment.
So how does it work? Is it just the salt?
Well, the salt water itself is a natural cleanser, but the mechanism is.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. The sources point to the mineral content.
Like what minerals?
Specifically magnesium, calcium, potassium. Salt water is hypertonic, which just means it has a higher salt concentration than your skin cells.
Okay.
And that starts this osmotic effect where impurities and excess oils are gently drawn out of your skin. On top of that, the slight graininess of the salt in the water provides a very gentle exfoliation.
So it's removing dead skin cells without needing some harsh scrub.
Precisely. The sources claim this whole process, this natural disinfection and cleansing, may reduce acne, inflammation, and other minor skin problems. You're getting physical exfoliation and a deep mineral cleanse just by being in the ocean.
That's incredible. So it's a systemic improvement from your heart and lungs right out to your skin.
Your largest organ, yeah.
So we're stronger, healthier, and cleaner. But the sources suggest the real win isn't just about today's swim. It's about how the sea prepares you for tomorrow, which I think moves us perfectly into our next section. Building genuine resilience, stamina, control, and even internal chemistry from the sun.
Yes. If we're talking about the bigger picture of fitness, we have to talk about the effort factor. Dynamic endurance. A pool offers predictable resistance. That's great for building speed.
Right.
But the sea offers dynamic resistance.
It's like the difference between running on a paved road versus a mountain trail.
That's a perfect analogy. When you're fighting waves and currents, your effort isn't a steady, linear push. It's about constant metabolic adaptation. Your body is always adjusting.
And that's what builds real stamina.
That's exactly what builds sustained stamina. It fundamentally increases your overall energy levels, making your body more active and less prone to those energy dips we all get during the day. This isn't just about being able to swim longer. It's about taking that resilience into your daily life.
That distinction between predictable and dynamic effort is so key. And speaking of the waves, they add something that still water just can't. The constant, unpredictable need for your body to adjust. This is what the sources call wavy stabilization.
Yes.
Does it get into how that affects, say, our inner ear or our sense of spatial awareness?
It delves deeply into proprioception.
Proprioception. Break that down for us.
Sure. For anyone not familiar with the term, proprioception is basically your body's unconscious sense of where it is in space. It's the feedback loop that lets you balance and move without having to look. Think of it as your body's internal GPS.
Got it. Like trying to walk a balance beam or stand on a moving bus without falling over.
It's exactly that, because the waves are forcing your body to constantly adjust. A split second too late, and you lose your balance. You're stabilizing muscles, and your whole proprioceptive system are intensely engaged. They're constantly recalibrating.
And over time,
That dramatically improves your balance, coordination, and overall body control. It's a completely natural way to sharpen neurological skills that can, degrade as we get older. It gives you real-world functional strength.
And here's where it gets really interesting for me, because we pivot from the action of swimming to the environment itself, just where you are, the sunlight.
Yes.
This is a benefit that an indoor pool, no matter how nice it is, can never, ever replicate.
This is such an important point when you think about the return on your investment of time.
Yeah.
Why is sea swimming so often better? Well, it usually happens under direct sunlight, which, as we know, helps the body produce vitamin D.
So what does that natural boost actually mean for you, the listener, beyond the usual advice we hear about vitamin D?
Well, we all know it's vital for bones and for supporting your immune system, right? Helping with calcium absorption. But the sources highlight a critical link to mental well-being.
How so?
Vitamin D plays a key role in synthesizing mood-regulating neurotransmitters, specifically serotonin and dopamine. So while you're getting fitter and more balanced, you're also fundamentally improving your internal brain chemistry. You're priming your brain for better mood regulation just by being outside.
Wow.
It's a multi-layered systemic benefit you just don't get staring up at a ceiling.
It's a metabolic and chemical bonus, and that bridges the physical with the mental perfectly. Which brings us right into section 3, which, let's be honest, is why a lot of people start in the first place. The mental and emotional recharge. The sources break down stress reduction so well, looking at this combination of sensory input and cold water hydrotherapy.
The sea environment is genuinely therapeutic. And this is where the cold water comes back, but as a psychological tool this time. Think about all this sensory input hitting you at once. The rhythmic sound of the waves, the fresh, oxygen-rich sea air, and that cool water.
That initial moment of cold shock, it can be jarring for sure, but it's also undeniably invigorating.
That initial shock is crucial. It's a mild form of hydrotherapy. The cold water immediately triggers something called the diving reflex, and it activates the parasympathetic nervous system.
The rest and digest system.
The very one It forces your body to regulate itself, to slow your heart rate, to breathe more deeply. This immediate, almost forced centering actively calms the mind. The sources cite it specifically as a powerful way to reduce chronic stress, anxiety, and just general tiredness. It's like a total sensory reset button.
So it's more than a distraction from stress. It's an active physiological intervention that resets your nervous system. But there's something deeper here, a more profound connection the sources note, the link to nature and freedom.
Right, and what's fascinating here is the psychological effect of scale. When you're in the open water, there are no walls, no lanes, no barriers.
The vastness.
Yes. Being in the sea fosters this feeling of closeness to nature and this powerful sense of awe. You feel insignificant, but in a really positive way. Your own problems seem smaller.
I can see that.
That connection is noted to specifically improve mood. It offers this profound sense of peace because your immediate concerns are just dwarfed by the sheer scale of the environment. And this ties right into the pure fun of it. It lifts your mood, makes you happy, and gives you this undeniable sense of freedom you just don't get in the rigid structures of everyday life.
That sense of escape.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which is so vital for psychological health.
And that sense of freedom, especially when you pair it with the physical effort we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
it all leads to the final payoff, the sleep cycle reward. It closes the whole loop.
Absolutely. The system is basically designed to reward that intense adaptive effort with optimal rest. On one hand, the physical activity uses up a lot of energy, which creates a biological need for recovery.
And at the same time,
At the same time, the cold exposure and the relaxing sensory input have calmed your nervous system and lowered your baseline anxiety.
so it's not just that you're physically exhausted, it's nervous system regulation meeting metabolic depletion.
Precisely. This dual action helps you fall asleep faster and, more importantly, enjoy deeper, more restorative stages of sleep.
Yeah.
You aren't just tired, you are physically, chemically, and mentally optimized for real rest. It lets the body complete the entire cycle of recovery.
Wow. Okay. We've gone from proprioception to hydrostatic pressure to serotonin production. Let's try to synthesize all of that so we can finally put a fine point on that vague word, refreshing.
We really have. We've established that this one activity, swimming in the sea, gives you an astonishing range of source-back benefits. It strengthens your core and boosts your cardio using pressure.
Yeah.
It naturally exfoliates your skin using osmosis. It stabilizes your mood with vitamin D and that cold water shock. And it promotes deep restorative sleep by aligning your nervous and metabolic systems. It is really the definition of holistic wellness, all from engaging with a single natural environment.
So what for you, the listener, is that this refreshing feeling isn't vague at all. It's incredibly complex and systematic. We now know that when you step into the ocean, you're engaging in a rigorous physical challenge that's also sensory therapy, a vitamin D booster, and a natural skincare ritual all in one. You are systematically improving your resilience from the inside out.
Which brings up an important final thought for you to consider. We noted that the intense effort of moving against the waves is what builds your stamina and energy. You have to push through that resistance. Yet the ultimate payoff cited in these sources is that feeling of freedom, of happiness, of peaceful calm. So does the sea teach us that the most profound mental rewards, that exhilarating sense of escape and joy, are earned only by accepting and overcoming the greatest physical resistance the environment can throw at you? It's something to mull over the next time you're facing a choppy swell.